Exact. he's putting it. Oof.
It is oof.
Oof. I like getting me involved early. What week are we on?
This is episode 5, week 6.
So we remember we said we were just going to do episode 6 because we did episode 0.
Oh, that's right.
So this is week 6 of the NFL. And whoa, time out. Let's rewind. Do your thing. You forgot to, you didn't say anything coming in.
What's up? Welcome to the Pivot.
Hey, this was a quiet Jared coming into the.
He's pensive.
Yeah, he's nervous after some of these shitty picks.
Whatever. I mean, picks are just fine.
Yes, welcome to the Pivot. This is week 6.
Yep.
Episode 6, we're calling it.
Sure. Yeah.
If you can't find episode 1 and 2, don't worry about it. We are brought to you by Vast Bank. We are executively produced by the one and only Toby Biocchini.
One day we will be sponsored by Quick Trip.
Or White River. We can get everybody in there.
Let's get them all.
I mean, if Waldo's Chicken wants some crack, we'll take them too. I mean, whoever makes these fucking candles. No, I'm just. Anyway, we are executively produced by Toby Biocchini, and someday we'll be sponsored by Quick Trip. I don't know why that's the goal, but I like
I
it.
want my iced tea for free.
Technically, based on Jared, we should be sponsored by White Claw.
White Claw.
We could do NOS, White Claw. I think it's another White Claw.
Guys, if you ever
water.
wonder if your producer of the show, The Pivot, is bringing it hard, yes. The answer is yes. He's bringing it hard.
He's bringing it nitro.
Every episode. Every episode, he's coming hard.
I'm hydrated. I'm awake.
There's only one person to ever pee mid-episode, and there's a reason. And anyway, so hindsight, guys. I did really crappy. How about you guys last week?
Got 18th in Rays League. So
I think that's probably the best of the 3, right?
yep, and
I feel like I was sitting at 50 out of 50 for a long time.
I'm gonna have to go back to make sure I didn't.
you didn't.
I'm
you didn't.
almost I'm almost sad that I didn't get 50th place.
Right.
I know.
You know?
Where
You got 41.
I mean, that's well on our way to 50.
My cash lineup will be my lineup moving forward for the rest of the season.
Yes.
I've been saying it, and yet last week I forgot, and I'm mad at it.
Okay, so how do I get to old contests? Remind me here.
You go
History.
to my
recent.
contents.
There we
Yep,
go.
and then
There
recent.
we go. Because I want to show off who won this week. It was no other. If everybody will notice, in DK, my name is Beat Guardy 1. This week, I did not achieve that as he won the league. And there's his lineup.
Good job, Guardy.
He went with Goff, which I had in my lineup at one point. He went with Kamara. That seems like a layup right now. So did Montgomery. So did Chase. You had to have Chase in the lineup. He played Thielen. He played Reynolds, who was a great low play. He played Laporta. He Giga stacked Detroit.
Onslaught.
Nope, Giga is if you play the running back too.
Oh. Okay.
We're learning new things around here.
Nice.
He played the highly played A-Chan and the Titans D. So he and I played 2 of the same players, Titans D and A-Chan. Other than that, I basically missed last week. My lineup is next to Beat Guard. Anyway, let's move on from my lineup.
The one we built, we had Tua,
Uh-oh.
Hall,
There we go.
Achan, Hill. We hit on a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, your lineup was good.
Yep.
Yeah,
Our lineup.
our lineup, true. Juice, what did you play? What did you stack last week?
Oh, God. I don't even want to look at it.
Okay,
It
we'll
was
just
so
move
bad.
on. It was so, yeah.
It was bad.
We'll talk about these lineups more when we do good. We can brag about them, right?
There's no point in going over it. It was bad.
But anyway, let's see who else. Guardy 1 did good. Fold to seat 4. I think he's in first place in the league after 5 weeks.
Nice.
Good plays coming out of him. Not a lot of our guys. Not a lot of the Tulsa folk in the top. Heckenkamp coming in at 15. Our famous former guest, John Heckenkamp. Nick, who usually is in the bottom, found his way to 21st.
Nice.
So, yeah, give some shout outs. Brian, 23rd. He's one of our locals. So, yeah. Anyway, the local boys need to pick it up. Guardy 1's kicking our ass.
Yep.
I think he's in the top 3.
Did Ray release the
He did.
standings?
He did. When we get higher in him, we'll talk more about him.
Our cash lineup would have finished 8th.
8th? Nice.
Yep.
Our cash lineup would be winning Race League right now. But unfortunately, our cash contest did not go off because sometimes when you have 2 reoccurring contests, you enter the wrong one. And I don't know how to get rid of 2 reoccurring contests. That was a text from Guardy1. Wow, just in the middle of the show there.
Nice.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about the Millionaire Maker.
Let's do it. I got it up. Millionaire Maker. Starting quarterback, Joe Burrow. 27.3 points. Brees Hall.
Weren't you on him last week?
No.
Oh.
No. This week.
Brees Hall, 31.4. David Montgomery, 23.9.
I could have sworn we had Brees Hall in our lineup.
We did.
Oh, we did. Okay, good.
Yeah. Jamar Chase, 55.2.
Required to win.
He definitely required. Marquise Brown. I wonder how he was 15% owned in that league.
We
Jamar
talked about
Chase.
Marquise Brown on the show.
Are you talking about Chase, right?
Chase was 15% owned. Marquise Brown, 16.1. He didn't have a crazy week, but
But he helped you.
Yeah.
And he's only
cheap.
$5,000. It's called paying off.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
just need your players to pay off.
18.6% owned. Thielen,
Yes.
30.7
Truly
points.
paid off.
18% owned. Dallas Goddard, 28.7 points. 5% owned. HN in there again, 33% owned at 25.5 points. And then the Saints was the D to have with 24 points. But Jets was right behind him with 18.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Jets was a good call. Jets Hall was a good start.
Chan has become my new Derrick Henry.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's transition and talk a little bit about injuries. We've got a bunch, right?
Yeah, we
Bunch
got
heading
a
into this
decent amount. Yeah, HN looks like he's on IR.
Chan's on IR.
Justin Jefferson's on
Anthony
IR.
Richardson.
Anthony Richardson's on
James
IR.
Connor's on IR.
Daniel Jones just was ruled out, I believe.
Higgins
earlier
is
today.
still banged up. St. Brown, Sun God is.
But no, he's good.
Sun God's good.
Practicing full.
Sun God's brother is banged up.
Yep. That's
Deshaun
true.
Watson.
Is
he
gone.
getting
Is out this
massages
week.
this
He's
week?
not playing this week.
Okay, we did a pretty good job coming up with the list. Cup is back. Looks healthy.
He looks like the exact same Cup that he was last season.
Yeah, I
Miles
think
Sanders is out.
Miles Sanders is okay.
That
Oh,
opens
we
up some value.
we forgot about the two Chicago running backs.
Is Herbert out?
He is doubtful.
He's doubtful.
Roshan Johnson's in
I think is probable.
concussion protocol. Not one player yet has played the week after being put into
That is
concussion protocol.
James Conner's also out.
Yep.
Oh,
okay.
Tank Dell looks like he's
out.
Concussion. So yeah,
There's a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of injuries means new players usually now are going to step up. So this should be a fun week to build a lineup. Correct?
Yeah.
We forgot a big one.
Oh, yeah. Let's not transition then.
Justin Jefferson is out.
We
he's
mentioned
out.
that.
Oh, okay.
We mentioned
Sorry.
that.
I did not hear that.
Addison is on the list, banged up list too. By the way.
Really?
Yeah. So
Does that? I mean, that
That's
definitely
why-
makes you want to think about Osborne then, like extra.
I would think, thinking about Osborne would probably be a good thing to do this week.
Yeah.
I mean, not necessarily play him, but thinking about playing him probably.
He had
would be
9
good.
targets after Justin Jefferson went out, or he got to 9 targets after Justin
Yes.
Jefferson got out.
I mean, either Hawkinson or Osborne is going to get paid off huge this week. It's just which one's going to have, because I don't think the offense slows down terribly. Or Madison's a great play, but we'll get to that. Whoa, yeah. Whew, slow down here. Where are we at? We let's.
50-cent pieces.
Are we already there? Wow, okay, time flies. You ready? So this is the portion of the show where Juice unveils to us who Vegas thinks is going to go over 50 this week. We also try to take some guesses at games that we think will go over 50, and maybe even talk about some that won't do well. Juice, I have a little bit of preparation this week, not a lot.
I'm going to ask one question first, though. You don't mean to interrupt, Matt.
Sure.
What is the number of 50-cent pieces?
That's what I was getting to. I'm going to go with the normal guess of 1.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with 2.
1.
Boom.
1?
Right on the nose.
Hold on, let me get there. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to throw a little caveat on that.
Caveat
The only
me.
50-cent piece is the Monday night game, so it's not even on the main slate.
But we get to play it.
We do. In Rays League, we get to play it. So, but I wanted to throw that out there because there are no 50-cent pieces on the main slate this week.
Nothing doing this.
What?
Sorry, I got. Once you start pressing the button, you look for any excuse, right? So nothing's blowing up on this
Minnesota,
weekend.
Chicago's that'd be close.
Not really. 44.
But it's 2 bad defenses playing against.
Sounds
teams
like
that
we
can
got
score.
Jared's telling us who he likes to go over 50 this week.
It's definitely that one.
I mean, there's a lot of games that are sort of in that 44 to 45 point range. Minnesota, Chicago's one. Colts, Jags, another. Seahawks, Bengals, another. Let's see. The Cardinals and Rams is 48.5. And then the Panthers Dolphins is also 47.5.
That makes
So-
sense.
You got a lot of like sneaky games I think we could possibly target.
I like it. What's your favorite? Jared. We have a feeling we know what this whole episode's about to become for Jared. But what's your favorite game?
I like the Bengals Seahawks this week.
Me too. I do too. I don't know.
Very high on that game.
Yes. I also think who was it? Let me look over here.
I think what I like about it is there's a lot of cheaper players. Like there's buy low candidates in that game, in my opinion.
What do you think of the Rams Arizona?
I like it too.
Yeah, that's the other one. That's where I was at. I also kind of sneakingly like Atlanta, Washington. Washington throws the ball more than any team.
Really?
Team. It's a little factoid.
Who
there.
does? Wow.
Washington.
Oh, I thought you said Atlanta. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh.
really. I think he might throw it 15 times this week.
I also kind of like the Jaguars Colts game. I think that's a little sneaky as well.
Where are those numbers at? So
44.5.
what's Washington, Atlanta?
Washington, Atlanta is.
It's probably like 42.
Which that is a
42 and a half.
person
Yeah.
we didn't mention. Anthony Richardson. He's also on IR.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Thank
Oh,
you.
did we say him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good job, guys, for listening to each other this week. We're doing.
We're obviously in our own little worlds. The stinker of the week is
San Francisco, Cleveland.
that's surprising,
Yeah, that's the
That's
one. When I
really
look
low.
at it, I'm like, nope, not playing that.
but 36.
Those teams, they could score. That could be 9-6. I mean, Cleveland's going to stay with them on defense. They might.
Really? I mean, you think they're going to shut the Niners out?
I wouldn't say shut them out, but I think they're going to slow them down a bit from what
Do you
they
think McCaffrey gets over 69 rushing yards this week?
probably.
Okay.
I'm never betting no on McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Okay, so 50-cent pieces are few and far between this week. We might have Monday. So what's the Monday night? New York or
The
Dallas Chargers.
quite a bit of narrative in that game.
yeah. Someone called out CD Lamb this week. Look for a big CD Lamb week. I can't remember who it was, but said shouldn't even be a starting. He's not a 1 in the NFL. Someone said
Really?
In what world?
he drops a lot of passes.
Yeah, he
I mean,
dropped
I'm
a
a
few.
biggest CD Lamb fan as there is, but he can drop a few passes.
You know who's not a number one quarterback in the NFL? Mike?
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott.
Yeah, there.
Yeah.
I agree with that. More.
I would be willing to blame him way more than CeeDee Lamb.
If your team's trading for Trey Lance, there's an issue. Your quarterback
Yeah.
is that
You
issue.
might as well play Trey Lance for the rest of the season, in my opinion.
They're both terrible. Okay, next let's before we get into ownership, let's go to ownership. Right
Yeah.
here, Jared and I are going to guess who the public likes at each position. We generally are embarrassingly wrong
Sometimes.
sometimes. Jared generally has a consistent theme to all his guesses, and I'm guessing I know what the theme will
Well,
be this week. Here it comes. Go ahead, just
We're,
tell us.
we're
who
not including the Monday night game, right?
We're not.
Okay.
including the Monday night game.
I'm going to
Wow,
go.
I can't believe you actually pointed that out.
I
before.
mean, hold on.
This is what in the
That's
industry
going to
we
be
call
the
progress.
theme of my guesses.
I love it.
You haven't gotten that in a long time, so probably deserve it. Okay, so no Monday night. This main slate ownership percentages. Sorry, guys, it's hard to get the. As we've mentioned many times in this, and we'll mention again when we start building the lineup, we play the Sunday Monday lineup, not the main slate, which is fun. It gives us a little sweats, gives you a chance to play things differently. But let's talk main slate ownership at quarterback. Jared is guessing.
Joe Burrow.
No, God! No!
That better not be
God,
right.
Please, no!
It's way too close for that.
Two.
Sorry. My apologies. That's all. It's all based on assumption.
God, rough crowd.
That's all based on assumption.
Rough crowd
He
here.
wasn't first, so I guess.
I'm going to go Gardner Minshew.
Why don't you go ahead and hit the button?
I just wanted it.
No, God! No,
Let's hit them all.
God, please, no! No!
Okay, so it's not Gardner Minshew?
Not terrible guess.
It is not because he's so cheap.
He's 7, so not off the rails.
That's why I was going for dirt cheap.
You guys want to guess again?
Oh, yeah, I have one more guess.
I feel like we should know this. Is it?
You go ahead.
We've mentioned.
No, you go ahead. We've mentioned him.
We've mentioned him.
Fields. I want to say it before he does.
He's 4th.
I mean,
Go Cousins.
I wanted to. Yeah, I was gonna say I wanted to guess Cousins.
No.
Wow.
Cousins is like 10th.
Okay. Unveil it.
Okay, top 5. Matthew Stafford 1.
I would have guessed Stafford, to be honest.
Joe Burrow, number 2.
Did you say Stafford's 1?
Yeah.
You should start when we're doing countdowns. Let's start 5 through
Okay.
and land at 1.
So Tua is 5th.
Okay.
Justin Fields is 4th.
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence is 3rd.
Okay.
Joe Burrow is 2nd. And Matthew Stafford is 1st.
I would have. I see. I had to coordinate. I would have definitely guessed Stafford if I was thinking for a second longer.
I think the top
He's
10
gonna
is
be-
interesting as well.
Stafford is going to be highly played. Look for, but it's so expensive to stack that game. So
I know it is. It's extra
gonna-
expensive this
Let me
week.
ask you this, though. Who are you going to run it back with in that game?
Maybe there is no run back. The Sims are saying
Yeah,
run backs
that's
aren't
true.
necessary.
That's true.
I'm still yet to not correlate a lineup. Maybe that's why I'm getting 41st, but I am a correlation guy, and I don't
Yeah.
know why necessarily. I used to be just find my favorite plays and plug it in, but now I'm all like, let's correlate everybody.
Yeah.
It's not working. So I might need to run some Sims. Okay, let's running back.
Running back.
Oh, there's some cheap ones. I'm gonna go. Can I start off?
Yeah, go ahead.
Deontay Foreman. Probably not right.
Nope.
I'm gonna go with I don't know how to say his name, but Demarcado.
No way.
DeMarcado.
Demarcado.
Nope. He's like 20th.
He also has another running back that might be starting in front of him.
Who was that?
Ingram. Foreman.
I mean,
Deontay Ingram.
Yes.
okay. Well, that was a bad guess. This is a real bad guess.
I mean, I've had one.
I
this
think
show
when
so
I
far.
when I give you guys
I think
the top
I
five,
think the fans expect at least you're not giving them what they want if you don't get one horrible guess.
well, then there you go. You got it. All right, I have a better guess now.
Okay,
Kamara.
actually that might be right.
6th. Not terrible.
So I better guess again. I'm gonna go Mostert.
5th.
Oh, well, jeez.
All right. Well then.
Okay, unveil 5
what
through
is
1.
it?
Okay, so we just gave you number 5 is Raheem Mostert. Kyron Williams is number 4. Joe Mixon number 3. DeAndre Swift 2nd.
I would've not-
Travis Etienne 1st.
Wow,
Travis Etienne first.
I would have not guessed the top 2 there ever.
One thing
I do love me some Etienne. Don't get me
Yeah, he
wrong.
had a great week last
One
week.
thing we didn't mention on quarterbacks, Stafford being number 1, he's only projected at 11% ownership. So again, play whatever quarterback you want.
Yep.
And the running back, ATN is projected at 19% ownership.
Wow. I don't. It's surprise. So who? It's surprising that he's so popular. Indianapolis can be stout against the run, and
It's I think it's a game script thing. Like I think they think that
they're gonna have the lead.
yeah, Jacksonville's going to lean on him towards the end of the game. Is my guess.
Okay. Well, let's talk wide receiver.
I
Jared?
think you guys will not.
Not get it?
Might have been a little early on that. But Jared, you can tell what button I'm ready to press.
God.
This does not seem right to me.
Christian Kirk?
So you think there's no chance we're going to get this, huh?
There's a chance.
I'm going to go Osborne because I'm trying for the top 5.
Okay, that would have been my guess too. But according to this, he's like 15th.
Okay, well, I'm going to play Osborne.
Yeah, we'll find
However, his teammate is number 1.
Hawk. No,
Addison?
Addison's
Yes.
one, isn't it? What's the injury story on Addison? Do we know?
I think he's okay. Let's see.
He's definitely got a questionable tag, right?
He does.
Yeah. What is it? I think it's like
It's an ankle.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go. I'll take the savings and go Osborne.
I think I will as well.
I'm shocked that he's that low owned. That kind of makes me think a little bit about some things personally.
Now that we know that the Osborne stuff, I think it's going to change though. It's going to flip
I
unless
think so.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem right to me. But
I feel like Addison's role is not going to change like at all. And I think
Addison's a little more banged up than we realize though. If you're questionable by still on Friday at noon, that means limited practice on Thursday. That means you've limited 2 practices in a row. So, I think Hawkinson and Osborne are.
yeah, I mean, I was putting them in my lineups at first builds.
Look, while we're there, who we locking and loading?
well, I mean,
we
didn't
did.
go
Did I
tight end
skip
yet.
tight end?
We didn't even get to we didn't get to the top 5 either. So we got some stuff to talk about here. So number 5.
I'm not even in a hurry. I got nowhere to go. I thought
That's ready to go.
I just
Build.
built this fucking lineup. I'm ready. Let's stick Osborne in our lineup now. I want to lock and load this dude. Actually, I don't know that he's that important.
So number 5,
Okay.
Cooper Kupp.
Okay. Makes sense. Look great.
Yeah.
Number 4, Hollywood Brown.
Well priced. They haven't touched his price all season.
Josh Downs is 3rd,
I mean, for the kid surprisingly gets tons of targets.
especially with Minshew in the quarterback. Jamar
only
Chase is
4,100.
number 2.
I mean, why not? 20 targets.
I mean, yeah,
What was it?
everyone's chasing Chase after that 3 touchdown week.
So that's going to be the question in the lock and loads. Can we not play Chase? Is there a world in which Chase doesn't go in the lineup?
I don't have to play him.
Well, we'll talk about when we get there.
I want to play him, but I don't know. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you got to go different, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You want to go top 10 real quick?
Top 10 wide receivers?
Yeah.
Sure.
Number 10, Tyreek Hill.
Okay. Ooh. I mean, obvious. Don't need any commentary on that.
Christian Kirk.
I mean, getting tons of targets seems to be the target machine, but
Yep.
they're not necessarily the length in which Ridley gets. But
One of Jared's boys.
Nico Collins.
I mean, you were early on Nico. You and Toby Bielkini. He kept telling me to draft him in season long.
Well, Tank, I think, is apparently not going to play.
He is not
Yeah.
going to
He's
play.
in concussion
Yeah,
protocol.
concussion protocol.
Again, nobody has made it back the week after being put into percussion.
And then 6th is Tyler Lockett.
I mean, why not? Great matchup.
Cheap. Very
Yeah.
cheap.
DK's got a rib thing, but
Yeah.
he's been playing through it.
Okay, you guys ready to move on to tight end?
Yep.
Sure. Hold on. Let me press a button.
I do not think you guys will get more than one of the top 5.
I'm going to just guess my guess, and I think this guy's chalky as AF. Logan Thomas. How's he not in the top 5?
6th.
How's he not in the top 5?
He's 6th. He's up there.
That's
He's up
why.
there.
That's why we play DFS.
I don't know. Tyler Higbee.
Did he get it? No.
No.
To be honest, I thought that was a good guess.
I think he's like 14th or something.
I mean, it correlated well with the rest of the top plays. So
Yeah, and I went with something that you thought I wouldn't say, and wasn't enough.
I'm going to second guess. We obviously deserve second
Yeah, let's
guesses.
go again.
Hawkinson.
4th.
Okay.
well, I didn't. That was my guess, but you said that we weren't going to get it, so I didn't say.
I said you weren't going to get more than one. Is what I
Okay,
said.
so that's
Sounds like
the
I
one.
got the one.
You got the one. I don't know. Let's just pick someone I've never heard of. Cole Turner. How about that guy?
I'm not even going to scroll down
Okay.
because I think I'm going to sprain my finger if I do that.
Cole Turner. Make an appearance on the pivot.
He's actually got some
Probably
targets.
the first time he's mentioned on a
No. I
fantasy
think,
show
isn't
this
Cole
week.
Turner Jacobs' older
He's
brother?
He's the backup to Logan Thomas.
Why would he be getting? Is Logan hurt?
No, he's not.
I'm not talking about lock and load.
Are we going to put in backup kickers now for like our top 5 players?
Turner.
He's the back. He's the.
I hope
Behind
that
Logan
somehow
Thomas.
Cole Turner gets wind that he was mentioned on a fantasy show this
I
week.
guarantee Cole Turner's in the Millionaire Maker lineup this week.
And if he- that's something. See the men? See the Stone Men 2,500?
I
Yeah.
think he would have to be since no one's even heard of him.
I don't. Has he played? He's played downs
Yeah,
this
he
week.
has. No, he's. I mean, his first 3 weeks, he had decent targets. He had 7 targets in week 3.
But Logan Thomas was out, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Just want to make that distinction.
Before any of you start shoving Cole Thomas in your line, make
Cole
sure-
Turner.
Turner, my bad. Sorry.
Not
my-
to be confused
that's-
with Cole Thomas.
Yeah, it's truly my bad. It's truly my bad. I'm combining the Washington.
Okay, I
tight
want
end.
one more guess from you guys.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Laporta if I'm gonna guess again.
Okay, not a bad guess. He's 7th.
Oh,
Zach Ertz.
2nd.
Nice.
oh wow.
Okay.
Good job.
Good job. Okay, I knew you guys would get there eventually.
Bra-
Number 1, college football DFS darling,
Pitts.
Kyle Pitts,
Pitts.
who came back last week. I think he had finally a decent game.
But he still had less than Jonnu Smith, right?
I think so, but he got 15
It's crazy
points.
to me.
Oh,
Jonnu
yeah.
But
Smith.
here's the deal. What do you think Kyle Pitts' salary is this week?
It's like 3,300.
3,500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had 11 targets against Houston.
So
If I wasn't shoving Logan Thomas in my lineup, I would. I might consider Pitts, but I don't know how you not play Logan Thomas. I mean, he gets wide receiver type targets. I feel like.
yeah, I mean he's so 5th. We got Dallas Goddard. T.J. Hawkinson's fourth. Dalton Schultz is third. Zach Ertz is second, and Kyle Pitts is first.
Wow, we don't usually do defense, right? I mean, I've done this show for 5 years, but we don't do defense
We can.
No.
project.
No, we
but
don't.
why don't we give us the top 5 defenses so we
You
know what.
You want to try and guess?
Nah. Yeah, I mean, I like adding the defense to the things that we're going to get completely wrong on the show.
I do too.
I have no idea.
Uh,
I'll go Seattle.
No.
Not close. Not time.
Jacksonville.
No. I'll just go the top five.
I told you. What? Just add one more thing. The thing that makes us look completely dumb.
I don't want this to turn into a 2-hour show. So no. Top 5 is Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
I did mention that earlier. How great they were.
Yeah.
At least I was on that.
Miami Dolphins are fourth.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
The Vikings are third.
Okay.
Detroit is second. And then the Texans are first.
Detroit, sneaky good defense this year.
Yeah, very sneaky good defense.
Texans are first against the Saints.
That's interesting.
It is interesting.
Okay. I see now we switch over and talk about who Jared's going to make us jam into this lineup.
The insertion.
Jameis Williams. That's anyway.
No.
We're going to just move on.
That was just a pivot from
I can't
Mims.
imagine the look on my face when I went to look at our lineup and saw him in my line in a lineup
know
that I
what?
helped create. I was like,
It might have been the same look I was giving.
Well, you guys would have rather me keep Mims in there for -1 points.
yeah, it's a better play.
He was a better play. There's no way around it.
Well, he wasn't.
Not last week, but he was a better
I
player.
mean, would your guy trip and get a catch or something? And
He got 2
He got
points.
0, I think, didn't he?
No, he got 2.
I think he got a catch. I was
He got something. 2 fantasy points, which means we got 3 more with that pivot.
He's not playing in the lineup ever again. He's on the board. We never did get the board, but he's on the board.
I'm going to
this
make an
year.
executive decision. That is one of his insertions.
I mean, we're kind of giving you the freedom to play who you
Yeah.
want this
No,
year.
it doesn't count as an insertion if my insertion, whatever, makes the team worse, and it didn't. It made it better. So you're welcome.
That was a terrible play. Let's now talk about who you're going to, once again, lock and load into your lineup. Who's your favorite play, Jared? Who has to be in the lineup? And is his name Jamar Chase by chance?
No.
I had a feeling. What person from the Minnesota-Chicago game are we sticking in this lineup?
I really want to play Cousins.
Oh, wow. He just went right to the quarterback position. So we don't want to talk about our favorite quarterback plays?
Oh, yes, you should.
You guys aren't going to play who I like this week, so I don't. I don't even. I'm probably going to play Sam Howell this week.
Sam Howell?
He
Okay.
passes it more than anybody. It's a good matchup in the dome. I'm going to stick him with Logan Thomas, running back with either Pitts or Bijan, depending on what I decide. Probably not Pitts since I'm playing Logan Thomas. But I'm not going to try to sell you guys as that for Ray's League.
I almost want to do a stack with Cousins, Osborne, and Hawkinson.
I wouldn't even get. There's some talk for Giga Stack too with Madison. He's cheap and he's gonna have a lot of touches this game too. But let's talk about who Juice likes.
I mean, okay, so walk me through if you like that game, which I think it's a good game. I'm not going to disagree.
I mean, he
there.
clearly thinks Minnesota's going to score 70. I mean,
But I mean, for $200 more, wouldn't you rather have Justin Fields over Kirk Cousins?
yeah, that's what I was shocked.
I mean, like you get the rushing upside with Fields, and he seems to have turned a corner the last 2 weeks. He's put up 33 DraftKings points the last 2 weeks, and we know the Vikings defense is terrible, and it's in a dome.
check
Or not, it's not in a dome, but I
do you
don't know. I think the price difference, like, it's negligible.
Do you think that who do you think's the favorite in this game?
I think the wrong team is favored.
Which is
I think if I remember correctly, I'm going to look it up, but I think Minnesota is favored.
yeah, and I agree with your opinion that I think the wrong team's favored. I think that Minnesota's going to be playing from behind, and Kirk Cousins is probably going to toss the ball like 50 times.
I could see that.
Is that a good thing, though?
That's good for Kirk Cousins. And his fantasy points, I mean, he's gotten 30
Again, though,
several weeks in a row.
Fields, if they're winning, it's going to be Chicago's winning. It's because Fields is producing. Right?
I know, but if they get ahead, they might just run the ball with, not Fields.
With their third string running back. Yeah, I can see that coming. the old
Yeah.
Dante Foreman game.
Mm-hmm.
I might play Foreman this week. So,
But I
I
mean,
mean, if you like it,
let's
you
see.
know,
I want to hear Juice's
Yeah.
thoughts first.
of course.
I want to have some input on this between you two, but you guys are selling me because I'm not trying to sell you guys on anything this week. Because one, I got 41st last week, and two, I am going for the moon now. I could care less. Every week I'm playing to win, baby.
And that's the other thing. If
You
you
should
want,
expect if I'm not winning, I'm probably 40th.
I don't hate Cousins because I do think
I think it's a top 3 play this
Yeah,
week. I don't know that it's the best play this
well.
week.
Here's the thing. So there's we mentioned Stafford at 6,100 is in a good spot.
I mean, that's yeah.
I don't know how you can't look at Joe Burrow this week at 6,300 in a must-win game at home against Seattle. When he
You guys
spun it-
realize that Cincinnati's about to reel off like 7 wins, right?
Probably.
They're going to be like 10-4 when this is all done.
he just looked healthy.
Yeah,
Again,
he looks like
finally.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he finally looked like himself, and he threw it 46 times last week.
So at one point in this podcast, we were very against white statutes, and by calling someone a white person, I hope that's not racist in this day and age. It's just a fact that they're white. We used to be very heavy on running quarterbacks. We haven't played Jalen Hurts yet. And,
No.
and he's got a great matchup. I know it's pricey, but his floor is like 18, right? Like 20 maybe. Anyway, if I was going to sell somebody, I might sell pay up this
I
week.
do-
And I never pay up. So
I do kind of like maybe running him back in that game with Brees Hall again. I
let
mean,
me go and just,
he's cheap still. I mean, he's still $6K.
is this anything like the build you're looking to build, Jared?
Well, the running backs is kind of where I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I mean, I'm open to anything.
You
Let-
are.
let's-
I like that you're open because I
let's throw
don't
in
hate
Cousins.
Cousins. I just think he's.
Let's throw in Cousins, and then you pick the receiver that you want.
Osborne.
It's got to be Osborne. So we're definitely playing some. Are we running it back?
And if Cousins does outscore Fields, I'm pretty sure everyone's thinking how you described it, Juice. When you go just $200 up for Fields. So if Cousins outscores Fields, then I've got an edge on like the whole slate.
Right.
But do we think he's going to be crazy own Fields? I mean, we saw
I
it
don't.
as
I
like
think-
9-10% ownership. So
I have found that we found in Rays League there's 50 people in it, and we're getting there's no trains, right? There's no lineup. There's no like common lineups. I think Rays League's the best example of play who you want because I don't think. I mean, Jamar, we're seeing some high. We've seen as high as 40% people played in Rays League. Meaning, last week I think a third had Achane, so you either part of that or you weren't. I
Yeah.
think.
right. I was not part of that.
So, but in this league where you only have 50 teams, I really feel like we could. I mean, I'm not too worried about playing chalk at all.
In Rays League, the highest owned person last week was Chase at 24%.
Let me see. So, yeah, I thought Achane was 30%.
Oh wait, no, never mind. I had this. Sorry, I had this listed wrong.
I was gonna.
Now
look-
I'll tell you. It was Montgomery at 46%. He was the highest.
Who was
owned.
second?
Brees Hall.
Okay.
And then Achane third, 30%.
Okay, so you can. That's probably the highest we'll ever see on a player, right?
Yeah.
Is probably about 30% of the field.
My sort of run back in this game, if we go this route, like I don't see how you can't look at DJ Moore from Chicago.
Or
Yeah.
take some real salary savings and play Foreman because I think Johnson and Herbert are both out.
Yeah, you
And
could go
Foreman has had some good games in this spot where because they'll give him 25 carries. He's
Yeah.
that type of back. He may not catch it as much as the other ones, but for Carolina, was it last year where he came in and subbed in and had a huge
Yeah, no,
game?
he did for sure. I just like what Moore's been doing the
I
last
love
few
Moore.
weeks.
Don't-
like,
believe
he's
me, I
been-
love me some DJ Moore.
And I think he's still somewhat cheap.
Right.
He is. He's 6,500.
I mean, if
for
we
the-
really love this game, we could probably run it back with Foreman and DJ Moore if we
Could.
I don't
Or
know.
you can go gig it with Madison even if you like.
I like Madison. I like both running backs in this game. What do you think there?
Yeah, I like
chief architect of the
I like Madison.
show team.
Especially because Chicago is, I think, the second worst run defense in the league right now.
So we want to try it. We haven't really done this where we played 4 parts of a line yet in a where we got I kind of like it, to be honest, Matt. Okay.
So Giga stack with Minnesota so far.
So
correct?
far we giga stacked.
Okay.
Ran it.
Did you put Foreman in there or
No, I did not. I put
Okay.
Madison, not
Okay.
Foreman. Yeah. We're gonna need a little savings. So let's head over to defense and see. Let's go defense tight end and start seeing how much money we're gonna have left for the rest of this team. And Juice, this was year one. We were defensive cheap. I mean, we had a streak of like 7
Yes.
where we had cheap defenses score over 10 points. Defense has become, I think, just a roll of the dice.
Correct.
Obviously,
I got one this week though.
obviously the top expensive defense, the 49ers, are a good bet.
Yeah, I think they're an extra good bet.
even at 4,000 with them playing.
Who is it? PJ Walker?
Yeah, PJ Walker's a
Yeah.
opposing quarterback.
XFL PJ Walker, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty expensive for when we're looking for some savings. But I heard Juice say he had one, so we'll save it. Juice, Jared, tell us what you like before Juice.
I mean,
on
I
this.
like if
You're
this
going
is-
full.
I want to
blown.
go 49ers if it was up to me, but I want to hear what Juice has to say.
This is somewhat of a flyer, but I think there's something to this take. I think Jared Goff has been amazing at home. He's on the road at Tampa Bay this week. I like Tampa Bay at $2,300.
I don't mind Tampa Bay.
I don't mind it either.
It's 27. Oh no, Detroit's 2,700.
Yeah.
Tampa's 23.
I think they're actually ranked 5th in fantasy points for defenses this year.
I don't hate Zach White this week. Or is it Zach White? What's White's first name for Tampa, the running back?
Rashid White,
Yeah,
Rashawn White?
Rashawn
Rashawn White, yeah.
He's not a terrible play. I'm not saying we have to put him in the lineup, but
I don't think we have to even do anything with Tampa Bay. I just think for $2,300,
it gives
might
us
do a
some
pick
savings.
six,
Yeah.
give us some savings. I don't think Goff has shown on the road he's as good as he is at home. So that's my 2 cents on that.
So let's talk tight end. Obviously, the most expensive one and probably very highly played, I would think, is Hawkinson. He's definitely pricey over the rest of the field. We don't have any Kelsey. We don't have any Goddard. No, we do have Goddard.
We got Goddard. Laporta's
We don't have
banged up. Waller's banged up.
Baltimore. We're missing Baltimore off this slate.
No Mark Andrews.
Correct. Thank you. I was a long time getting there for me. I almost think you got to go cheap. I mean, what was that guy's name? The backup for Washington? No.
Turner?
Cole Turner. If Logan Thomas goes down, you know who to go to.
Do we have some dirt we like? Let's hear it, guys. Let me know what we're thinking.
I'm fine with going with your Logan Thomas or Zach Ertz or
I really like Logan Thomas this week, but
Okay.
I mean, it's only because he's just getting tons of. I also like Conklin. I mean, they're going to be behind, and he seems to fire at Conklin all the time. How much is Kyle Pitts? We talked about a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's another one that I would
11
do.
targets last week for Kyle Pitts.
And
wanna
Logan
play
Thomas.
Pitts?
Logan Thomas got 11 targets too.
I'm fine with either one.
Yeah,
They're
I'm fine
playing-
with either one.
So
Doesn't matter to me.
Juice, tell us who we're going to play: Pitts or Thomas, or Conklin. I like Conklin too.
Let's go with Logan Thomas.
I think he's a good play this week.
I think he's going to be a lot less popular than Pitts, and I think they've got a very similar upside.
I would agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, so when that's all said and done, we are left with a running back, a wide receiver, and a flex spot, and we have good money left. We're almost around $7,000, 6,800, 6,800 and change, heading close to $7,000 per player. Want to move to the running back spot?
Sure. I have a play I like.
Okay, let's save it. Jared, give us who if you were playing this.
As I said, the running backs this week is a weakness of mine. I'm not exactly sure where to go.
I like the honesty.
So I want to hear what Juice has to say.
I kind of want to spend down because I think I want to get access to some stud receivers.
We do need some access to some stud receivers.
And I think a really safe play this week at running back is former Oklahoma State Cowboy Chubba Hubbard.
It's even if Sanders play, I think at 4,300 Hubbard in a game where they're clearly supposed to be behind.
Yeah, but he's going to get a lot of
Passes. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's a dump off for Bryce Young, and they don't let
Right.
Bryce throw down the field. So
All right,
I like it.
I'll go with it.
That's going to leave us access to two really good players here to end this thing.
Which I really like Cup this week. I really like Puka, but it's kind of hard
Okay,
to
so
spend.
before we play, we do this at the end of the show sometimes, but before we talk about this wide receiver flex spot, let's hear just favorite plays of the slate. Who's the slate breaker this week? Who's gonna shatter glass this week? Who's gonna blow up? Who's breaking it?
I think Cooper Cup.
That's your favorite play. Total points produced.
I think he could likely get 30.
Okay, Juice.
It might seem like I'm like, to quote Jared, chasing points with Chase, but I mean, I loved what I saw last week, and I love Burrow in that game.
Higgins isn't in much healthier.
And he's cheap-ish. I mean,
He is.
I don't think we're going to see Chase at $8,300 much longer.
I'm going to take and this is kind of cheating because I'm going to the Monday night game, but I think Keenan Allen, with Williams hurt, as much as they drop back with Eckler maybe possibly coming back, I think Keenan Allen's the forgotten man on this slate.
They're at home.
They're at home.
Yeah. Dallas is kind of reeling.
Dallas can put up points. It could finally be a high scoring. These Monday night games have just let me down so much.
I know.
I mean, just so much. I'm like, I've got big plays going into Monday night, and they're just not helping.
I went heavy on the Monday night game last week, and that's why I did so bad.
Yeah, Monday night has usually been a treasure trove of fantasy points, but this year it just hasn't been. Sunday night either. They've just been kind of.
They've been duds.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to mention Keenan Allen. I don't know if he's the slate breaker, but I'll pick him as my slate breaker. Somebody else who we texted about in the group thread is Diggs. His name barely gets mentioned on the show, and I'm responsible for that too. He's got a great matchup this week.
He does. Giants.
Yeah.
What do you think the least amount of targets he's gotten in a game this year has been?
Diggs, let's go 8.
7.
Pretty close.
But 11, 7, 12, 7, 13. It's
good.
pretty consistent.
So his floor is is lower than like a Chase and a Keenan Allen, who both have had 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
But very consistent. Someone else we haven't talked about, he's a little banged up, is Adams. We haven't mentioned Nakua, who is now earning $8,000. Nakua went to.
Yeah.
Can we go back to week 1 and see what Nakua's price was?
It was $3,000 week 1.
Was it seriously the minimum?
Minimum salary.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Metric rise through the system. Which is unusual for DK. DK is slow in moving their prices. Incredible rise.
He was
okay.
3K week 1.
Yep.
So you like Chase. You like
I like Cooper Cup.
Cooper Cup. Is there any way we can play them both? I don't.
It doesn't look like it. I mean, I can.
Tried.
Yeah, we're $1,000 short for both of them. But who we can afford is Puka Nakua instead of Cup.
I don't need. I had trouble pressing the Nakua button when AJ Brown is cheaper than him. Yeah, that's a tough one on me. I like CeeDee Lamb better than him this week. Yeah. You really like Nakua again this week? You can't just flip from one and say, "Oh, the price fits. Now I like Nakua." When you're,
I said I like Cup better.
are they both going to break the slate?
Well, no, I don't, maybe they both had 11 targets last week.
Okay. I don't hate Nakua. I just think at 8K we're just playing.
We don't have to play him. I'm more excited about Cup. I'm just saying we can afford him by putting Chase in, and then we'll.
But you agree that Chase should be in?
Yeah, I like Chase.
Okay, so
He's the cheaper of the two, and we still have $8,000 to pick something else.
What do you think, Juice? You like Nakua?
I don't love him at 8K. I'll say that. And I don't love him at 8K because I think Cooper Kupp looked phenomenal last week.
He did.
Would you rather play Cup than Chase? That's the toughness.
That is tough.
We agree that Tyreek Hill, I'm afraid, at 9,300 is almost unplayable this week, right?
Yeah, I'm not really. I don't have to have Tyreek Hill this week. I think he's still going to do good, but at 9,300, you need him to do great.
Are there any receivers in like the 6K range you guys like this week?
That's a good question.
I have a couple that I sort of like.
Someone who's basically a receiver is Hawkinson. I like him at 6,600.
Not bad. Not
It
a
would
bad
not
play.
be a bad week to double play two tight ends. I unfortunately think that's not terrible. God, I wish Nico didn't have such a tough matchup. I kind of like Christian Kirk this week. I mean,
I like Christian Kirk.
$5,400  10 target getting Christian Kirk, right?
Do y'all remember what Calvin Ridley did week 1 against Indianapolis?
I do. So I like Ridley this week too. I don't think Whit Ridley's a bad play at all. What's he at?
6,700.
And then we play McCaffrey. Who we playing with him? We can play anybody if
We
we
can play
play.
anybody. You have the whole pick of the DraftKings.
So what is our thoughts on McCaffrey this week? 9,500 playing a tough Cleveland defense, averaging almost 30 fantasy points a game.
I think there's really not a scenario where you'll have to tell him, or where I won't be excited to play him. But,
Do you like Ridley?
yeah, I like Ridley.
I mean,
We can put Cup in and get Ridley.
you can definitely put Cup in and get Ridley.
And then we have $600 left
If we wanted to.
if we wanted to upgrade any position.
Running back. Let's see what's available.
Man, we could possibly get off Madison.
Yeah,
We could go Swift. Or Brees Hall instead of Madison.
we could.
I like both those guys, don't you?
Yeah.
I kind of like.
I think Philly's defense is somewhat banged up
Yeah,
as well.
and I mean, they're obviously the only success the Jets have had is using Brees Hall.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Yeah, last week was his first week not on a pitch count, and he killed it.
He's smashed. He absolutely smashed.
Swift is a big favorite play in the industry, right?
Yep.
It's a good matchup. I mean, if they're ever going to use him,
He's been so consistent this year.
who Swift?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if they're ever going to give him 30 carries or 25 carries or something like that, this is going to be the week.
I mean, after week 1, he really has not put up a dud at all. What do you
better floor than Hall, right? We agree on that. Hall definitely might have the better ceiling.
Might have the better ceiling, but couldn't game script kind of mess up his game?
Philly is banged up, but Philly is also a team that's not going to give up 5 touchdowns, right? Like
Right.
we're not going to be worried about a 40-point Brees Hall game, right? That we're going to miss out on.
I guess the question is, who do you like better, like in that game, running back?
I kinda like
or
Swift.
Hall?
Yeah, I would go Swift because I feel like the game's going to lean towards him getting used more.
I really like the Chuba play, Hubbard. I think Hubbard's at 4,300 is such an easy payoff.
Here's my only thing is we've kind of gone away from Cousins by doing this a little bit because we
No,
were
we have
really
Cousins.
high on Cousins.
We got Cousins, Osborne still.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not sort of the mega stack. Or
The giga.
stack.
I think I'm good with not giga stacking. I mean, giga stack means you think they're going to produce like 40 points on their own. I mean, those are games like Detroit giga stacked last week worked because Reynolds was so cheap, and so you could go Montgomery, Reynolds, Laporta, Goff, right? But that's cheap.
Yeah.
This one's a little bit harder to do, I think.
If
I like Swift better than Madison. We agree, right? I mean, I think the floor.
Yeah,
the
I
floor.
think so.
One thing we could do if we, I guess, wanted to get off Cousins is we could take Ridley, go down to Hawkinson, and then we'd have enough to go up to Fields at quarterback.
So
I was going to say we could get rid of Thomas and go to Hawkinson. and get
I
rid
think
of,
Hawkinson's a great play this week. I mean, if you're
Get rid of it.
Get rid of Thomas. Get rid of Cup for now. And that leaves us with $6K in the flex.
who we put at running back,
Swift and Hubbard.
I like it. 6K in the flex is Brees Hall. We could play Swift and Brees Hall. We don't want to do that, right?
I don't think so.
If we were going to do anything, we'd probably run it back with Wilson, right?
Yeah.
I can't give it up for Thielen, too. I mean,
Thielen's been producing.
he started off in the low $4,000 range and now is up to 5,900 right behind Garrett Wilson.
I'd play Thielen. I haven't played him yet, and he keeps doing stuff.
We're going to go Hubbard and Thielen?
Hubbard doesn't need much to pay that off, so I mean,
I don't hate at $100 less. I don't hate Gabe Davis either in that
Yeah,
spot.
Gabe Davis has been pretty good too.
I kind of like Gabe Davis the best, to be honest. I like Thielen, but just not this one. Yeah, this could be a good match. I mean,
I think this is a great matchup for him, and he gets more targets than Wilson does. And I don't know. I like Thielen a little better.
I don't mind putting Thielen in there.
Let me look at something too here. I'm kind of tinkering a little bit as we're talking.
But we didn't get back. I like the idea of going up to Fields. I don't know, though. That's a tough one. It's a tough choice. Tough week. Tough week. This thing's not sliding in like we computer's slow.
Here's another
Yep.
option, guys. Instead of Ridley, we can put in Kirk, and that leaves us at 7,300.
I like Kirk.
And then maybe we got some more different options here.
And so I only have 1,400 left. What are we not putting in?
So
Thielen?
I got Cousins, Swift, Hubbard, Osborne, DJ Moore, Christian Kirk, Hawkinson, Buccaneers D, leaves us with 7,300.
Okay.
I mean, Bijan Robinson. I mean, we talked about Etienne a little bit.
Yeah.
We already have one Jaguar. I mean, Bijan, I think, is going to be low-owned Bijan week, you're playing in kind of a matchup where they could have a lot of possessions. Washington throws, as we mentioned,
We
the
could
ball.
go to a show favorite and get Nico Collins in instead of Kirk, and then we could slide in ATN. I think that fits.
Collins against New Orleans just scares me, doesn't it? Why do I get scared anytime like New Orleans defense comes up?
I like that. I think Nico Collins is going to have a good week. It's only 57.
Yeah, without
5,600.
Tank in there, he definitely should take.
Mhm.
The targets should probably be adjusted to him. Most
I mean, they're
likely.
going to have to throw some,
Yeah.
right?
Right. Houston throws the ball around. Different lineup than I was expecting to build, but I like it. We got
The
the
question is, does Jared like it?
I like it.
Okay.
I mean,
This is your lineup.
we didn't get Cup in.
We didn't get the stud receivers in.
But every
this is
spot
definitely. I'm
feels
going
good.
a lot more studs and duds than you get this lineup. This is a lot more middle of the road, but
Yeah.
not bad. We didn't get Mostert in, and I think that Mostert is in a great spot.
I think he gets a touchdown this week. Yeah.
Everybody's worried about Jeff Wilson Jr. coming back, but
I'm not.
I'm not at
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
I like it. What do you guys think?
I like it.
Okay, let's for fun talk about some other favorite plays just before we get out of here. I've got to run to a poker tournament, but we got about 6 minutes left. Let me open this again so I can see. Let's go favorite. Clear this out again. You got the lineup in over there?
Yep.
I do.
Okay. Let's go favorite quarterback over 7,500. So that leaves us 4. If you had to pick between Herbert, or Tua Tagovailoa, whatever.
Tua.
Who's your favorite out of those 4?
Tua.
Tua?
Mhm.
Okay. I like Hurts. I've already talked about that.
I think I like Herbert.
Yeah.
I'm going to go down. I'm going to play the narrative. I think his offensive coordinator is going to try and stick it to Dallas, and I think Herbert's a big part of that.
I like it. Okay. For fun, let's go favorite quarterback under 6K.
I think I know who you like.
Who, me?
Yeah, Sam Howell.
Yes. I mean, the numbers are just there. Brock Purdy, I mean, if it wasn't Cleveland, Brock Purdy is a great price.
There's a lot of good, cheap cash quarterbacks this week.
Yeah,
in
I
my
like
opinion.
Geno Smith this week.
Yeah.
Well, how much is Gino?
57.
Okay. I thought you'd say Stroud. I left you the 6K just to say Stroud. Yeah, there's some
I
good
saw
one.
that.
There's some good under 6K and under this week, right?
Yeah, a few. Josh Dobbs has been great this year.
Yep.
He's pretty cheap. I mean, I wouldn't kill you if you played Baker at home this week against Detroit.
No. He's
And another one we haven't talked about is Gardner Minshew.
4,900.
He
Yeah.
spins it, dude. I mean, he likes to throw it.
If you're gonna start Gardner Minshew, I'd definitely start Downs. I feel like Downs is gonna just get
Yeah.
a ton of passes just dumped down to him in the
Agreed.
in the slot.
Ritter playing against Washington's defense, which has been soft. I mean, at 5K is not bad. He gets almost a rushing touchdown every game. I mean,
Yeah.
He threw it 37 times last week.
yeah, not a bad play, though. Ritter. Okay, let's talk about running backs. There's not much top shelf this week.